Our lead focus, year after year, the monsoon fury across North Indian states exposes the bad state of civic infrastructure, and at least 12 people have died over the last 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, as heavy rain was witnessed in several parts of North India. Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir and Gujarat witnessed extremely heavy rainfall, and the Met Department has predicted more showers over the next few days. The Met Department has predicted heavy to extremely heavy rainfall for Delhi, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Punjab and Jammu and Kashmir as well. But the situation in the national capital is expected to get a little better from Monday, and light to moderate rainfall is expected from the 10th of July to the 15th of July. The city, remember, recorded 153 millimeters of rainfall on Sunday, which is the highest single-day rainfall in July since 1982, making it the highest rainfall in the national capital in 4 decades. Take a look at how bad the situation got in several North Indian states because of extremely heavy rainfall.
Capital roads waterlogged. A portion of a national highway in Himachal washed away. A housing complex inundated in Mohali, and in Jammu, 2 soldiers drowned to death in flash floods. Lives thrown out of gear as heavy showers continue to unleash fury across North India. Massive traffic jams in the national capital region, with several roads submerged under knee-deep water. As Delhi received record-breaking July rain, the highest in nearly 4 decades. Heavy rain exposing the capital's civic preparedness yet again.
ये 40 साल का रिकॉर्ड पिछले 24 घंटे में दिल्ली में टूटा है, तो जो भी स्वाभाविक बात है कि जो भी तैयारी होती है मॉनसून के हिसाब से, वो पिछले 5-7 साल में क्या वेदर पैटर्न रहा है उसके हिसाब से रही है। दिल्ली में पिछले 5-7 साल में मैक्सिमम बारिश तकरीबन 100 mm की रही है, जिसकी तैयारी हमने दिल्ली भर में करी हुई थी। अब 150 mm बारिश की भी तैयारी हम कर रहे हैं। देखिए, जब 150 mm बारिश होगी, हमें भी कैपेसिटी बढ़ाने में 1 से 2 दिन का तो समय लगना ही है। अब हम लगातार वेदर डिपार्टमेंट से भी टच में हैं कि क्या परिस्थिति बन रही है।
In Jammu, a dramatic army operation to fish out the bodies of 2 soldiers, Sepoy Telu Ram and Subedar Kuldeep Singh, who drowned in flash floods in the Poonch district, as the key Jammu-Srinagar highway remained blocked due to sinking of a road after heavy rain. Over 50,000 Amarnath Yatris continue to be stranded. Some relief, however, with water in the Jhelum starting to recede to normal levels. With the Bias, however, flowing above danger levels, roads remain blocked across districts in Himachal. And a part of the Manali-Chandigarh highway hit by landslides was washed away. Three people of a family, including an 11-year-old, died as the house collapsed amid the heavy downpour. Schools have been shut in some districts of the hill state. The weatherman says that above-average rainfall will continue in the coming weeks as well.
अगर हम नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया की बात करें, खास तौर से पहाड़ों की, तो तीनों ही पहाड़ी राज्यों में, खास तौर से हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड में अगले 24 घंटे एक्सट्रीमली हेवी रेन की संभावना, और जो 2 दिन के बाद या 1 दिन के बाद में उसमें इंटेंसिटी में कमी आ जाएगी, परंतु भारी बरसात जारी रहेगी। वहीं अगर हम जम्मू कश्मीर की बात करें तो वहाँ भारी से बहुत भारी बरसात की अगले 24 घंटा संभावना, और उसके बाद भारी बरसात की संभावना। प्लेन्स जहाँ तक पंजाब, हरियाणा, यूपी और ईस्ट राजस्थान की बात है, तो वहाँ अगले 2 दिन भारी से बहुत भारी बरसात की संभावना बनी हुई है, परंतु ये इंटेंसिटी कम होगी 2 दिन बाद, और बरसात फिर भी पूरे ही नॉर्थ वेस्ट इंडिया में चलती रहेगी।
Year after year, similar scenes. Roads submerged under water, wires hanging loose, and houses and walls collapsing. Why is civic infrastructure still not prepared to deal with monsoon? Why are we forced to live in this civic mess every year the monsoon hits? That is the big question. In New Delhi with camera person Pavan Kumar, Vedant for NDTV.
And ironically, there was extreme waterlogging and almost knee-deep water even outside the residence of the Delhi PWD and Finance Minister Atishi. The BJP hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party government, questioning what can the government of the national capital promise for the common people if even the minister's own house cannot be saved from waterlogging. Shifting focus now to Bengal. Bengal has once again witnessed a bloody polling day with at least 14 lives lost between Friday and Saturday. And even on Sunday, incidents of violence were reported from several parts of the state. The ruling Trinamool Congress says that central forces have failed to control the violence and their workers have lost their lives. Here's a ground report by my colleague Saurabh Gupta.
A day after voting, violence related to Panchayat polls still on. Cars set on fire, buses vandalized in Uttar Dinajpur, which reported 3 deaths on polling day. In Murshidabad, supporters of an independent candidate attacked on Sunday. And violence erupted after Panchayat polls in the Kadma area of Hazratpur village. West Bengal BJP President Shukanta Mujumdar reached the spot. Although violence is not unusual when it comes to elections in Bengal, between Friday and Saturday, at least 14 lives were lost, and that toll could go up with some in hospital with critical injuries. Kuch Bihar, Uttar Dinajpur, Malda, Murshidabad amongst the worst districts that saw the most violence. In Lalgola, Murshidabad, a CPIM supporter allegedly killed while protesting against booth capture. Roshan Ali was beaten up with bamboo sticks and he died in hospital. His relatives say both TMC and Congress workers attacked him.
ভোট দিতে গেছিল সিপিএমের লোক কংগ্রেসের লোক আর টিএমসির লোক ধরে পুলিশ দাঁড়িয়ে ও থামাচ্ছিল মারছিল না থামাচ্ছিল ওকে টিএমসির লোক আর কংগ্রেসের লোক এসে মেরেছে ওকে বাসে বাড়ি মেরেছে ওকে তারপরে তো ও পড়ে গেছে তখন আমাদের লোক তখন ছুটে যায় তো
In Uttar Dinajpur, people have been hacked to death or have died after country bombs were hurled at them. This man says he witnessed a bomb being hurled in which one person died in Uttar Dinajpur.
ওখানে যখন দেখছে দাঁড়িয়ে তো লোকটা একটু আগে গেছে ওর উপরে বম মেরে দিয়েছে মাথার উপরে বম লাগিয়ে মানুষটা ওখানে মারা গেছে বমটা যে কোথা থেকে এসেছে আমরা দেখতে পাইনি
This man says his father, a Trinamool Congress candidate in Gwalpokhar, was killed as he intervened in a fight to stop it.
কিছু হয়নি দুইজন ঝগড়া লাগাইছিল ও শান্তি করতে গেছিল বুথ থেকে বার হয়ে ও গেল শান্তি করতে
উনি কি তৃণমূল প্রার্থী ছিলেন?
তৃণমূল প্রার্থী ছিলেন
কারা কোন দলের লোক মেরেছে?
কংগ্রেস দলের
Congress worker Liaquat Sheikh was attacked with a country bomb. Grievously injured, he was rushed to hospital but died during treatment. West Bengal State Congress President Adhit Chaudhary, who met his family today, has blamed the Trinamool for his death.
এটা চলবে কারণ দিদি মুর্শিদাবাদকে ভয় পাচ্ছে ভাবছে আগামী দিনে মুর্শিদাবাদ দিদির হাতের বাইরে চলে যাবে তাই মানুষকে বিভ্রান্ত করে মানুষকে প্রলোভন দেখিয়ে অনেক কিছু চেষ্টা হয়েছে সব চেষ্টা যখন বৃথা হয়েছে শেষ অস্ত্র বোম শেষ অস্ত্র সন্ত্রাস শেষ অস্ত্র পুলিশ আর তৃণমূলের সন্ত্রাস বাহিনীর যৌথ আক্রমণ
আমরা পুলিশকে বলেছি যে এখানে পুলিশ ক্যাম্প বসানোর জন্য ইমিডিয়েটলি এবং মানুষের সুরক্ষার ব্যবস্থা করার জন্য আমি কেন্দ্রের এসসি কমিশনকেও লিখছি ইমিডিয়েট যেন এখানে তারা ভিজিটে আসে এবং পুলিশ প্রশাসনকেও তারা ডাকে সাক্ষ্য দেওয়ার জন্য যে কেন এখানে এসসি এসটিদের উপর এরকম অত্যাচার হচ্ছে
এই যে একটা সুপরিকল্পিতভাবে একটা সন্ত্রাসের বাতাবরণ তৈরি করে পুরনো 2003-এর 2008-এর দগদগে স্মৃতি যারা ফিরিয়ে আনতে চাইছেন এবং একই সঙ্গে সেটা ভুলিয়ে দিতে চাইছেন সেটা কি বাংলার মানুষ মেনে নেবেন এই যে 4টি দল একত্রিত হয়েছে এবং তার সঙ্গে আমাদের মহামহিম রাজ্যপাল তিনি যেভাবে তাদের গার্জেন হিসেবে অভিভাবক হিসেবে আবির্ভূত হয়েছেন এবং যেভাবে এই হিংসায় প্ররোচনা দেওয়া হচ্ছে তার নজিরবিহীন তা কল্পনাতীত
The Calcutta High Court is likely to take up the issue of violence in the coming week, but even with deployment of central forces on court orders, Bengal has not been able to move away from the patterns of political violence of the past. In Kolkata, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
And as voting was declared null and void in several districts of West Bengal due to protests, violence, ballot boxes being thrown away and allegations of irregularities, repolling has been announced for several booths. Repolling will be held in Purulia, Birbhum, Jalpaiguri and South 24 Parganas in West Bengal on the 10th of July, according to the State Election Commission. Now to Manipur. Days after partially reopening schools till the 8th standard amid sporadic ethnic violence still continuing in the state. As the second major move towards normalcy, the Manipur government is trying to get farmers back to their fields to restart agricultural activities. For this, the state has reduced the number of security personnel deployed on VIP duty and will instead use them for providing security to farmers. Here's a report by my colleague Ratnadeep Chaudhary.
50-year-old farmer Ibn Gobi is on his way to his fields, escorted by central forces in Mongangkwak village in Imphal West district of Manipur, close to the borders with Kangkopi district. This area has seen attacks and counterattacks between the two communities. Manipur government has now provided security cover for the farmers. 2 months of ethnic unrest in Manipur has kept hundreds of poor farmers like Ibn Gobi away from their fields. It's paddy sowing season now. Late arrival of monsoon this year has already shortened the sowing window, even as thousands of farmers are displaced in relief camps.
वो पानी तो थोड़ा इधर आ गया है, वो मानसून तो पूरा नहीं आता है, थोड़ा थोड़ा है ना, वो खेती का काम तो थोड़ा थोड़ा है, बहुत नहीं है, सब तो खेल का नहीं खेल करता है.
According to government estimates, only 7.41% of total land in Manipur is used for cultivation. Of this, 52% is confined to the valley region. 76% of state's 35 lakhs total population is directly or indirectly engaged in agriculture. Over 2.25 lakh hectares of arable land is under paddy cultivation in the state, of which over a lakh is in the hills and the rest in the valley. Local media reports suggest at least 40,000 hectares of cropland in valley region alone would go waste this season due to the ongoing conflict. Even as the violence continues, government's major step towards normalcy is to restart farming after partial reopening of schools.
The police department is arranging security specifically for facilitating agriculture activities. So we have removed various securities from various VIPs by thinning them down, by reducing them. And we have gathered them and allotted to the various affected districts. Imphal West district, 822 personnel. And for Imphal East district, 298 personnel. Bishnupur district, 236 personnel. Thawal district, 147 personnel. Kapchin district, 204 personnel, Chorchampur 300 personnel, Kangpopi 200 personnel.
The state police has issued guidelines. The farmers should contact the superintendent of police of their respective district before heading out to their work, and no farmer should go to the fields without security. Hundreds of farmers are yet to return. Livelihood and food security is at stake. NGOs have rushed to villages with aid.
ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯀꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯨꯏꯅ ꯄꯥꯡꯉꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯆꯥꯔꯒ ꯀꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯨꯏꯅ ꯂꯩꯈꯤꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯥꯞꯄ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯈꯨꯟꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯆꯥꯎꯔꯥꯛꯅ ꯀꯤꯂꯣꯃꯤꯇꯔ 3 ꯀꯤꯂꯣꯃꯤꯇꯔ ꯂꯥꯞꯅ ꯂꯩꯖꯔꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯀꯛꯊꯣꯛꯄꯒꯤ ꯃꯃꯤꯁꯨ ꯎꯗꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯔꯤꯂꯤꯐ ꯀꯦꯝꯞꯇ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯊꯥꯔꯒ ꯇꯨꯝꯕꯒꯤ ꯐꯤꯕꯝ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯆꯥꯗꯦ ꯃꯁꯤꯁꯨ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯌꯦꯡꯁꯤꯟꯕꯤꯗꯦ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔꯅ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯌꯦꯡꯁꯤꯟꯕꯤꯕ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣই ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯀꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯨꯏꯅ ꯂꯩꯈꯤꯗꯣꯏꯅꯣ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯉꯥꯡꯁꯤꯡꯁꯨ ꯑꯅꯥ ꯑꯌꯦꯛ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯌꯥꯎꯁꯜꯂꯛꯑꯦ.
Although rains have started, Manipur remains 40% rain deficit, a big worry for farmers, even as there seems to be no immediate respite from the unrest as well. With BM Sanju in Imphal, in Guwahati, Ratnadeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
From Manipur, let's go across to Tamil Nadu now. And the face-off between the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and Governor R.N. Ravi has escalated to reach the President now. The Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has written a letter to President Draupadi Murmu complaining against the Governor R.N. Ravi. He said that Mr. Ravi, quote-unquote, qualifies to be removed from the Governor's position, adding an alleged list of violations by the Governor. Mr. Stalin wrote that the Governor has breached his oath of office by acting against the state's people and interests and against the Constitution as well, according to that letter. Now, among the alleged violations is the Governor's action to unilaterally dismiss arrested Minister Senthil Balaji, only to put it on hold in just a few hours without consulting the Chief Minister. Moving on, former Deputy Chief Minister of Punjab and Congress leader O.P. Soni has been arrested by the state's Vigilance Department in an alleged disproportionate assets case. In the investigation of the Vigilance Department between 2016 to 2022, the Vigilance Department has claimed that the former Chief Minister had disproportionate assets, and an inquiry was ordered in this matter on the 10th of October 2022, and after that he has been arrested now. Welcome back. Well, will India acquire more Rafale fighters from France? That's a key question ahead of the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to France this week. Now, it seems increasingly clear that after the Indian Air Force, the Indian Navy will be next in line to acquire the top-of-the-jet fighter for operations on board its brand new aircraft carrier INS Vikrant. The deal to acquire the jet for the Indian Air Force was surrounded by controversy with allegations of corruption that were ultimately dismissed by the Supreme Court. 4 new jets will now fly at France's Bastille Day parade on Friday, which will be attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Here's our report.
If this jet enters service with the Indian Navy, it'll transform the capability of the Navy's carrier arm. In simple terms, the Rafale M is among the most advanced fighters ever developed for operations on aircraft carriers. An all-weather fighter with state-of-the-art avionics and weaponry that'll enable the Indian Navy to dominate hundreds of square kilometers of airspace around an Indian naval battle group. The Navy is looking for between 26 and 30 jets. The Rafale M, if acquired in a multi-billion euro deal, will serve primarily on this ship, the INS Vikrant, India's first indigenous aircraft carrier. At the moment, both the Vikrant and the Russian-built Vikramaditya operate the MiG-29K jet, a fighter that has had massive serviceability issues. Though the Indian Navy has worked hard to address the issues, a 2015 report of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India has said serviceability of the MiG-29K ranged from just 15.9 to 37.3%, while serviceability of the twin-seat MiG-29KUB was better at between 21.3% to 47.1%. The report also pointed to serious design defects with flight safety implications. To address the shortcomings of the Russian-built MiG-29K, India evaluated both the US-manufactured Boeing F-18 Hornet that you see being tested in Goa and the Rafale. The French jet won the fly-off, but acquiring the Rafale a year before elections could be a political hot potato. The Congress had built its 2014 election plank around allegations of corruption in the 7.8 billion euro acquisition of 36 Rafales for the Indian Air Force, charges which were eventually dismissed by the Supreme Court, which gave a clean chit to the government on all 3 aspects: decision-making in the deal, pricing, and the selection of an Indian partner, in this case the Anil Ambani Group. For the Indian Navy, the acquisition of these fighters couldn't come a day later. The Chinese Navy, which now has 2 aircraft carriers in service, with a third larger one about to go into trials, is expanding faster than any other navy in the world, both in terms of numbers of frontline warships but also qualitatively. India has no choice but to match this growth with technology. The Rafale M is seen to be a cornerstone in that effort. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.